All right, it's my great pleasure to introduce everybody in today's Sunlight Realty Community Spotlight to Beth Aker of the East Pasco Meals on Wheels. She's the executive director there. And an interesting tidbit on your bio was that you got sick of selling stamps. Is that right?
I did. I couldn't do it anymore. That anything liquid, fragile, perishable, potentially hazardous, like lithium batteries or perfumes, I couldn't say anymore. My boss said, "Beth, yeah, I'll take you." I said, I can't.
Wow.
I can't.
You see, and you still have it memorized, so I could
Probably
totally appreciate
until
it.
I die. Yes.
But
Probably.
anyway, Meals on Wheels. Meals on Wheels. It was something that I was not familiar with when I first came to the community, and until recently, I didn't really understand truly the impact that you make in this community. And when we're trying to highlight resources that are out there for the, for people that live here, Meals on Wheels was, when I heard about what it is exactly that you do, I was so impressed. I just wanted to be able to help spread the word about it. And can you tell us a little bit about Meals on Wheels and what it does here in our local community?
Sure, I can, Sam. Thank you for the compliment. That means a lot to us because we do work really, really hard. And if I might interject, a few years ago, I went and spoke at a facility, and I had asked, there was a couple hundred people there, and I said, "How many people are familiar with Meals on Wheels?" Everyone raised their hand. When I asked how many people knew that there was a Meals on Wheels around the block, maybe 20 people. So you are not the only one, and don't feel, like, oh my goodness, I didn't realize that. Often people don't, and they think, well, I don't need Meals on Wheels because I'm not on my deathbed. So they don't really reach out to find out what that is. But we do so much more than that. We actually deliver meals to the homebound, and that might be for a number of reasons. Maybe they don't have a vehicle. They're home from rehab and they can't stand at the stove. Health reasons they can't get up. Financial reasons. Mental reasons, possibly going into dementia, their children don't want them driving. There's a multitude of reasons why we do what we do, and we do that in order to help them. I'm sure you've probably heard about isolation. We happen to live in a senior community that grows exponentially during the winter months, and many of those people are alone. And if you've ever talked with someone that has suffered from senior isolation or isolation, regardless of the age, it's traumatic. And so we not only deliver those meals, but we provide a resource and a source for that person each and every day. We go out, we check on them, notice if their mail's been not picked up, meals still sitting on the counter, things of that nature that we're able to do outside of just delivering their meals. So that's something that we're very proud of. Unfortunately, we've had the events where we've found people that have fallen. We have found people that have been deceased. So I love what we do just because we are the eyes and ears of a homebound population.
Well, a lot of the adult children, and I'm one of those adult children. I mean, when you face when your parents are aging, for example, one of the worst nightmares for me would be, not hearing from mom or dad for a while, and, hear the stories sometimes of people being found long after, they've had an issue. And I think that even though it's not exactly just a nutrition thing, the fact that you're checking on these people and you're offering some form of even a small amount of companionship during a time of isolation, especially right now with this whole COVID thing that's happening right now.
Absolutely.
That's very difficult for folks that are in that boat.
Absolutely. And just not to tug on heartstrings, but just yesterday, one of our drivers came back and she said, "I know we've never come across this, but I'm wondering if you could help me." She said, "One of our new clients today asked me if I could find her a friend." I'm telling you, that broke my heart. That just broke my heart. I've been here almost 6 years and I'd never heard that before. And so it exists. And especially during this COVID thing, even that population doesn't even want to go outside of their home. So that isolation has just grown exponentially for themselves. They're afraid to go out. They don't go to the doctors, to the stores, that sort of thing. So it does. It impacts greatly.
Wow. Now, how many people roughly would you say that you're servicing on a daily basis?
We deliver about 150 meals a day, give or take a few, but that's how many are home delivered meals to our friends.
I see. And through your food pantry supply, can you tell us how many more people you're affecting? You said there are 10 food
We
pantries?
probably feed, we had to calculate this last year. And it's about 2,000 people a week that we
Wow.
are able to reach outside of that, just with the food pantries that we support. We support 10 different food pantries in and around East Pasco, not just Zephyrhills. But if our reach is maybe, I don't know, 30-mile radius, possibly something like that,
Wow.
where we can actually affect those people. So
And
if
now,
somebody has food, they have access to food. I'm sorry, Sam. They have access to food every day.
I see. Now, what I had always thought that Meals on Wheels was a government funded program, but is that not the case?
Not for us, not for our particular organization. There are many organizations that are out there that are government funded. We happen to not be one of those. And there's a multitude of reasons for that, but we don't. We actually are supported by donors. We have some regular supporters um, that help us with that.
Okay. And how has the COVID thing affected you in the way of your donations?
Significantly. Our numbers have increased, as well you can imagine, for the people that are receiving meals. However, the donations have dropped off because the food donors, they don't have the food to support us like they did before. So then that makes our grocery bills go up, which means the finances have to continue to come in. So the food donations have dropped off significantly. Two of our regular donors are completely done until this COVID thing comes back. And then once their hours pick up, then they'll resume. A couple of our big box retailers that support us, they've also dropped off.
Hmm.
The amount has dropped off. I'll put it
I
that
see.
way.
I see. Well, I mean, when you have an increase in demand and a decrease in supply, it definitely makes things a little bit more complicated to try and serve that population.
It does. It does.
One of the things that we always try and do is connect people with resources that are in their community. It's always amazed me that I've been living here for 7 years now, and in those 7 years up until last year, I didn't really know what Meals on Wheels did.
Mhm.
I knew where it was, but other than that, because that's just the way life works sometimes, unfortunately.
Sure.
And part of this
It's not
whole
about, sure.
Yeah, part of this program that we're trying to do here is to highlight some of those resources in our community, not only for people that need service, but also people that want to make a difference in their own community to help support organizations like yours that are actually, that money stays here and it helps your neighbors as opposed to going some country and God knows where.
You are correct, Sam. Thank you. Yes,
Yeah,
you are
so
correct.
I would like to encourage everybody, if you're looking to make a difference in your local community, there was one thing that kind of struck me, and that's you have basically adopt a person for monthly meals. You take care of their meals for a month. And I really like that idea. It's something that a lot of people can afford to do, and it might be something worthwhile taking a closer look at. Can you expand on that a little bit?
Sure, we do have an adopt a person program that we do allow. It's $100 a month, and that's going to feed them all month. And
Wow.
we talked about a little bit about the government funding, and one of the reasons that it's such a blessing for us to not receive those government funding dollars is right now we can give them as much food as we want to. So when they get a meal for the day, for example, it's going to be their entree, 2 sides, a fruit or salad or a soup, a dessert, a bread. They have access to Wawa sandwiches. They have access to breads. They have access to pastries. They have access to fruits and vegetables. All of that is free for them. We also provide them with their pet food. We also provide them with incontinence supplies. And all of that is free. So if you think about $100, they get taken care of far beyond what they could go to the store for. So that's what that $100 would do. 25 would do a week, but you can adopt a person that way, or you can just simply make a donation to Meals on Wheels. All of that money does stay in our community. It does not go out because we go as far as what our reach can do.
Mm-hmm.
So
to me, that's always been very important when I get involved in organizations or in causes. I like to know that my money, my contribution, my volunteer hours are making an impact right here where I live.
yes.
To me, that's, it's thinking globally, but acting locally. That's a big thing. And I'm a big proponent.
Yes.
And I just wanted to take this time to highlight that this organization exists in our community, and especially for, the demographic that you're serving right now. A lot of these people have family, children particularly, that live out of state. They can't keep an eye on people.
That
They
is true.
can't ensure that their nutritional needs are being met. And of course, so this whole COVID thing has really added a whole new dimension to what that social isolation looks like. So I commend you. I commend all of the
Thank you.
volunteers at Meals on Wheels. As we get ready to close, is there anything else that you'd like to put out there? And how do people get in contact with you to either help you or
Absolutely, Sam.
volunteer?
Thank you. One thing I do want to share, and I am really proud of this, is about a year and a half ago, we were awarded the Platinum Star from GuideStar. It's a nonprofit, kind of like what the Better Business Bureau is to businesses, but it's for nonprofits, and everything about us is transparent. So you can actually go onto GuideStar and find Meals on Wheels on there and see our transparency, that everything that comes into here and where it goes and where it stays. And we've been awarded the highest Platinum Star. So please feel comfortable in knowing that if you've donated to us, you've donated locally, and you can see where your monies go. You can also go to mealsonwheelsofpasco.org. That is our website. We also have Facebook and Twitter, Instagram. I'm not really tech savvy, but we are on there. We also post the meals that we have, and we like to do that because family members who live outside of the Zephyrhills area can see what their families are eating.
Yeah.
You know, we used to have a lady about 2 years ago who would call in, and she was always upset about, she felt like she was eating her vegetables, and she in fact was, but she's eating a can of green beans out of a can, you know. But for her, that was her vegetables, and we tried to just encourage them. And we do so much more than just feed them, but we encourage them, and we're there for them, and we support them, and we are the eyes and ears for the family members that are not around. So I'm proud of that. I'm proud of what we do. I thank you for the opportunity to be able to speak to our community and share what it is that we do. It's really a proud organization to be part of.
Well, I'm proud to know you. I'm proud of the work that you do in our community, and I thank you very much. And I encourage everybody, if you're interested in doing something local, get in touch with Beth. Meals on Wheels of Pasco.org. Is that correct?
It's, yeah, mealsonwheelspasco.org.
Forgive me. So go ahead, folks. Reach out to Beth and see what you can do to make an impact here in your hometown. Thanks, Beth.
Thank you. Thank you, Sam. Have a great day.
You too.